Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. This is our Visual Property Manager live demo. We are Fade Business Systems Group. I'm Jesse Heller. I'm the Marketing Director at Fade Business Systems Group. And presenting today, I'm happy to introduce David Fay. He's the CEO at Fade Business Systems Group. David, if you are ready to kick this thing off, I'm going to pass you the presenter rights and excited for you to show us Visual Property Manager.
Sounds great, Jesse. Thanks. All right. So thanks everybody for being here. We're here today to show you Visual Property Manager, our latest product, and we're really excited to be showing it. It basically gives property managers a tool to visually look at whatever properties they're managing, either out in the field or in their office. And it's got some really nice stuff. So we're going to get into a really quick PowerPoint, just a slide or two about us, a slide about the Visual Property Manager, which we also call BPM, and then we'll get right into the demo. So first of all, a little bit about Fade BSG. You know, we've been doing software stuff for more than 25 years. We've got between 400 and 500 clients. A big part of what we do is related to customer relationship management software, which is really the back end of the Visual Property Manager. And so we are a SugarCRM elite partner. Other than Sugar, we also work with Sage, NetSuite, and Act-On. Our corporate headquarters is in Los Angeles, but we have offices throughout the U.S. You know, we've won a bunch of awards, Inc. 5000, the CIO Review publication. We've won some things. Really, our focus is on CRM software in the real estate, finance, and distribution industries. Over the years, we've done hundreds of successful implementations in the CRM, ERP, financial, and custom software space. It's really where we live, and it's sort of where this Visual Property Manager came from, was that we detected a need in the property management space for property managers to be able to have a visual representation of what's going on in their properties, and hopefully you'll see that shortly. A couple other things about us. We're really known for integrations in the CRM software space, and so we've built out a ton of integrations with Sugar and a lot of other products. Some of these you may recognize. We've built out integrations between SugarCRM and QuickBooks, and ShoreTel phone systems, and Authorize.net for credit cards, Constant Contact for email marketing, Box for document storage, and our latest right here is the Visual Property Manager. And that takes me into the Visual Property Manager. So Visual Property Manager has a bunch of great things in it. It gives the users a visual view of all the suites or units in a property. And the property can be commercial, residential, retail, or industrial. It's not limited. The view can be of the whole property or just floor by floor. It's a graphical interface to all data that's contained in your CRM software. And in this case, it's SugarCRM. And basically, if you're using SugarCRM to track your suite or unit information and tenant information and your leads and your prospects and everything going on around that, then this Visual Property Manager gives you a bird's eye view into all that data. You can have an unlimited number of locations or properties, unlimited number of floors per property, unlimited number of suites or units per floor. You get color coding of the units by status, so when you stare at the screen, you can see the green ones are available for lease, red ones might be leased, blue ones might be something else. You get to determine what those statuses are and what the colors are. Product is accessible on an iPad or through any device that has a browser on it. And whether it's Internet Explorer or Google, it doesn't really matter. It's really cool. So with that being said, let's just jump right into the demo. And anytime, if you guys have questions, feel free to pass them on to Jesse, and he'll read them out. Okay, so this is our login screen in our Visual Property Manager, so I'm going to click Login. And the first thing it does is it asks you to pick a property. And as we talked about, you know, you can have unlimited number of properties. Here's a picture of each one, and you know, you guys get to load these if you want. There's some other things to note on the menus here. The home screen is where we logged in. We're now about to enter the Visual Property Manager viewer. There's also an editor and settings, which we'll show you a little bit too. The idea is that you'll be able to manage your properties without having to have a programmer or anybody on staff to do this. This is stuff that property managers can do all by themselves. A couple other things, you can print things from here. You can actually launch into SugarCRM directly from the screen and so on. So we're going to pick the Wells Fargo Bank building, and I'm going to click that. And I'm going to pick a floor of the building. So I'm going to pick the 6th floor. Since it's a multi-floor building, I'm going to click load. And let's see what happens. And what comes up on the screen is a floor plan of the 6th floor of the Wells Fargo Bank building. And this floor plan can be uploaded by you. We're not creating these floor plans. These can be floor plans that are ones that you guys use already, and you can upload them, and I'll show you in a minute how you can actually use the tool to say, you know, this particular area right here is Suite 601. And I'll show you how you can associate that yourself. Again, without programming, this tool will let you do that. So as you're walking around the floor with a prospective new tenant, with an existing tenant, you can have this on an iPad, or it can be in your office, as we said, in an internet browser, just on your desktop. But let's assume for a second it's on an iPad, you're walking around with a prospective new tenant. We want to know what's a vacant suite. So down here you can see the color coding. Yellow means it's vacant, green means it's leased, and here's some other ones. It just shows you guys get to define what the different statuses are of the suite. So we created some other ones, 30 days to expiration, 60 days to expiration, 90, and so on. But again, you guys can control all this yourself. So since we're talking about suites that we're looking for a prospective new tenant, let's look at this one. We're working with someone who likes this particular suite. So you see a little 606 pops up, that's Suite 606. If I click on this, you see over on the right here, all the information pops up on the screen. So it tells us status is vacant, it's a garden view double suite, the square footage is 2,500 square feet, the rent is 4,500, the office view type is a window, and there's room for all kinds of other fields on here. There's no limit to how much information you can track about the suite. You just have to decide to, and I'll show you again once we get into the settings where you can control what information appears here. And it's just really checking a box that says, yeah, we want this other information to appear here. So it's kind of cool. You could say, hey, do we want to look at this suite? Here's the information. The prospect may say no, so then you can click on another available suite. Let's click on Suite 607. And again, this tells us this one is 3,000 square feet, the rent is $5,000, and so on. Some of the other things you can do also is if you're interested in some leased suites, right? So if I click on this one, let's see, let's look at this one here. This is Suite 602. When I click on that, it tells me the lease is running from December 1st through November 30th. Again, different information on it. You notice it doesn't show the tenant information here. We hide that a little bit just in case you're showing this to a prospect. You may not want to give them the information of who the tenant is. If you're really interested in that, you can click on this current tenant button here, and it just pops up another window that says, oh, okay, it's ABC Law Office, and here's some of the contact info. And again, the information that gets displayed here is completely up to you. So again, you can click on different areas here, and it gives you all the information about what that suite is. So again, this one is leased. This one's also from December through November, and so on. So this is the real power of the software is in this tool, giving you the visual representation. All the data that we're looking at over here on the right is in the back end of SugarCRM that would have been entered into, by your people either manually, or it could be integrated with your property management software. If you're using Yardi or something like that, it can be integrated with that, or you could be manually entering it into the CRM software. Whatever methodology you want to use to get it in there, once it's in there, it's completely visible in the Visual Property Manager tool. So a couple other things to show you the power of the back end. So I'm going to click over here on BPM Editor. Okay, and BPM Editor is where we allow you to upload your own floor plans and then associate different pieces of the floor plans with certain suite numbers in the CRM software. So let's still work with Wells Fargo Bank. And floor number 6, I'm going to click load. Now you notice this is the floor plan. It's a little big over here. Let's move it down to a little smaller. That's still a little big. I'm going to just click it to 25%. Okay. So you notice these little red outlines in each of the suites are affiliated with all of these, right? So if I highlight that, that shows me 601, there's 603. So this area here that's 606, let's say I wanted to change it to 608. What I can do here is I can click there, click there, click there, and click there. And now go click on 608 over here, and now all of a sudden that area will be suite 608. And that's really all you have to do to take your personal floor plan, load it into our software, and then associate areas of the floor plan with the suites that are available. And the suites that are available are already loaded in the CRM software in the back end. So that's all you need to do, and instantly you now have suite data. So it's pretty cool. You don't need to be a programmer to do this. You could just be a regular person like me. I'm not a programmer, but I figured out how to do this. And so that's really part of the power of this tool, is that you can load your own floor plans, enter your own data, and be up and running yourselves really quickly. So that's the BPM Editor. A couple other things I wanted to show you on the back side on the settings over here, right? Yeah, let's leave this page. And there's a lot of things. There's color settings, so we talked about what the colors mean for different statuses. You can control those yourself. There's also here in viewer settings, this is where you control what information shows up about a suite. Right? So if I say, okay, I want to look at suite information, here's all the fields that show up. And you'll notice here's the fields we saw. So we saw the lease starting and end date, the property name, and so on, down through the dimensions. I think that was the last field. So let's say we wanted telecom amenities to show up. I'm going to say that's my 11th field. I'm just going to click Save on that. Okay. So now, if I go back into my viewer and look at Wells Fargo, 6th floor, and let's say I look back at suite number 606, magically the telecom amenities field shows up here. So again, the idea is that you don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to call us back after you get the software from us to say, oh, we want to show this other information. You can control all that yourself. Whatever data is available around the suite can be activated here, and you can see it. And I think that's most of what we wanted to show today. I think the idea was to give you a quick snapshot into the power of the tool and how it can be a really great productivity thing, especially if you're walking a property with a prospect. Like I said, you can have an iPad out, and we run this on an iPad all the time, and it's a great solution to walk around and have the tenant look over your shoulder at the different areas and help figure out what's available for them and where they want to be. And I think, Jesse, that's pretty much what I had today. Let's see if I can go back here. So if there's any questions, we can take those. Either way, our contact information is up on the screen. You can call me directly, or you can email me, or you can call our main line, whatever works for you guys. We're happy to talk to you about it or do a personalized demo.
Thanks, David. Yeah, we did have a couple questions come in. One of them was about getting alerts. So if somebody on our team makes a change to maybe a lease that terminates or something like that, is there a way that everyone else on our team can get some kind of alert that a change has been made?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're using SugarCRM in the back end, there's an alerting functionality, and it can be configured to automatically send emails to whoever you want based on whatever information has changed. So a very simple, straightforward thing to do, and a very powerful thing to do. It's a great question. And it's especially also to take that alert thing one step further. If you want to have email alerts go out when a lease is going to expire, 30 or 60 days prior to a lease expiring, if you want alerts to be sent out to property managers or even to the tenant themselves, you can have that email automated so they automatically go out.
Okay, great. Thanks. And then there was one more question. You mentioned Yardi, and the question was, what are some of the core differences between what Yardi does and what our tool does?
Well, Yardi is more of a back office financial system for property management, and so it's doing billing and it's doing rent rolls. And it's doing accounting functions. The Visual Property Manager and SugarCRM are not designed to do accounting functions. They're designed to track tenant information and prospect information and lead information. And so SugarCRM is a customer relationship management tool. And so it's designed to help you track all kinds of information about your tenants as well as prospects. And in addition to having all that information about it, it allows you to do marketing to people. It allows you to automate reminders, kind of like we just talked about with the alerting capability. It integrates with the Visual Property Manager, so you get the visual representation of suite information. So I think the biggest difference is that Yardi is designed originally as a financial tool for property managers, which is great. And Sugar and the Visual Property Manager are not designed to replace that. They are designed to work in conjunction with that to help you automate some things and help you do a better job of tracking prospects and leads and do marketing and have a great graphical tool like this that gives you visibility into your entire property.
Okay, great. Thanks, David. Those were our core questions for now, but if anyone has further questions, feel free to send us an email. You've got my email, jesse.heller@absg.com, and David's email address is there as well. So, David, thank you again, and everybody, thank you for joining us today, and we'll be sure to send out a recording to the rest of, we'll send a recording out to you guys so you can share it with the rest of your team in case you weren't able to join us today. All right, well, that's it. Thanks again. Thanks, David.
Thank you.